Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. We continue on with our derivation. What is sensorality? What does sensorality stabilize? So last episode, chronologicality is ordinality. A chronology is ordinal. First place, second place, third place, we've covered that completely, numerically and conceptually. So words have meaning. What does sensorality mean? What is its average implication, or what is its average operation when used in context with other words, right? What is sensation? What is a sensor? What is consensuality? Why does my microwave say it is a sensor, S-E-N-S-O-R, but it does not have senses, S-E-N-S-E-S? That is not consistent. And so we continue on. Sensorality is meaning. And all words have meaning. Meaning is irreducible. It is this association to action or conceptualization more generally to sound. That sound is irreducible. You can't make the sound A any other way than saying A. And we have some sort of dichotomy in representation. I even corrected it on the screen this morning, right? We used the present versus present as again, uniqueness in the sound, but then the word know, as in negation, N-O, and the word knowledge, know, is the exact same sound. So I put it on the screen, just wanted to re-emphasize that. Sensorality is meaning. What is meaning to connotation? Right? Words have a specific meaning, but the connotation of how you use them can be the opposite, can be the same. Right? If you tell your friend to go fuck yourself, or to go fuck himself, in like a playful way, you're not actually disrespecting his life. So the word has a certain meaning. You might even have a connotation, but how you use the word or a given word, right? What is meaning to connotation? Connotation, again, the overall positive or negative. Meaning is just kind of neutral. What is notation to connotation? And how do you represent things? How does the feeling or the vibe or the connotation relate to the notation? What is meaning to demeaning? If somebody is mean, they're demeaning. But meaning is not demeaned. Right? Meaning is the average conceptual use of a word. Sensorality is demoralizing. What is orality to morale? Right? Everyone's hyping it up, we're all excited, everyone's all down in the dumps, and it kind of just magnifies. Right? What is morale to sentiment? Are they different? Are they the same? Again, presenting any conceptualization represented by these words, the dichotomy by juxtaposing them. Again, does that even make sense? Am I just using word salad? Right? Does an independent word have dichotomy? Yes. Present, present. No, no. Just moving along. What is morale to sentiment? Sensorality stabilizes differentiation. What is diffraction to differentiation? So we're trying to stabilize the definition, the meaning of sensorality by exhausting all of that word form, all of the syllability, all of the letters representing the sounds, showing that integration into an undeniable base word, right? Sensorality, we pair it to an operative word, and then we show the self-consistency, rooting it back to it is what it is. But physically, right, diffraction, people say light goes through water and it's diffracted. So we have this physical intuition of diffraction and then differentiation, right? Diffraction produces differentiation. What's the overall relationship? Again, trying to arrive at this chronological consequence of linguistics that's definitive, stabilizing the definition of sensorality. Is change difference? What is sense to meaning? Sensorality senses meaning. Sensorality senses pretense. Sensorality is pretentious. Sensorality is contentious. Pretend, contend. Contentious, continuous. Sensorality is continuosity. Orality is continuous. Tension is contentious. Natural definition. Words are fractions. And I have in parentheses of logic. Words are literally fractions, but fractions of what? Of an overall, right? If you have a sentence, a word is a fraction of a sentence. If you have an argument, a proof, a discussion, a development, a derivation, words are fractions of the overall progression of the logic you are presenting. What is fraction to friction? Again, direct iteration of the I and the A, but it kind of, again, has this, that's the overarching logic, or the logic that kind of produces, right, fact can be stranger than fiction, right? Fraction contains the word fact, and friction contains the word fiction. So what is fraction to friction is the general form of, right, facts, right? Reality can be stranger than fiction. Facts can be stranger than fiction. That type of sentiment. Conviction is certainty. Historically, throughout physics, we have the uncertainty principle, which is the infinitesimality limit. Right? There's a certain bounding of things you can interact with. But if you have a high conviction, you are certain. Conviction is certainty. Sensorality is certaintality. Sensorality pertains. Pertinent is relevant. What is pertinence to permanence? Semblance is not permanence. Semblance is appearance. The opposite of appearance is disappearance. Sensorality is disappearance. Dissolving disappears. Again, emphasizing this E to the A and appear. Sensorality reappears. Sensorality appears. Sensorality appeals. Sensorality repeals. Sensorality peels back. Again, clear iteration of this E to the A relationship, and now peel, like an orange peel, is two E's. Layers are peels. And now we're wheeling and dealing sensorality. Well, sensorality wheels and deals. Emphasizing this cliche, wheeling and dealing. The word wheel, two E's, the word deal, E to A. So I think, again, this 2x2 matrix, I think we can show, again, the vowels for this fundamental differentiation, which, again, has already been demonstrated. I don't think it will be unique in comparison to speciality. It doesn't matter. None of the conjectures matter whatsoever. Sensorality wheels and deals. Capping limits. No cap is no limit. Sensorality capitalizes. Sensorality is capitality. Capacity, capital. So that is where I finished up for right now. My rights continue to be violated. I continue to beg for somebody to pay me a little bit of money to eat properly, to sleep properly, and to work. I have no expectation that will ever happen. My life experience is so far out of the norm that people can just torture me, and absolutely literally no one cares. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.